Hi, my name is Michael G, and today we're going to talk about where did my no go? It's written on this drawing pad here. And why is it so hard to say no to a psychopath or narcissist? No is the number one line of defense that you can have when dealing with a narcissist or psychopath. However, the no has been taken away from you. And that has been taken away from you, and you don't know why. And there are plenty of instances that if you resonate with this, you know you could be standing there during the abuse and you just can't say no. Something is hindering you from saying that. And it is understood that narcissism and narcissists or psychopathy are not positive attributes, and they're very destructive. However, the destructiveness of this is facilitated by someone who cannot say no. We're going to go over that today, and let's start right into it really quickly. There are two places, or two. There's a divide. The divide is why you don't say no. There's one reason, and why you don't say no is another reason. The first reason is that you're enabling the relationship and you can't stop it. The second reason is you're facilitating the relationship, and by saying no would be a fear of loss of something. These are two totally different mindsets or energy within the body that holds us back from saying no. So let's see where this started. If you've seen my other videos, they're all building upon this chart. This chart is from before birth to 7 years of age. And as the child goes through different stages of development, different things are supposed to occur. If they do not occur properly, you have a distortion. So the no, as I've stated in my stages of development videos and probably sprinkled through other videos, is developed between 1.5 and 3 years of age. This is the no. Now, I can make videos about how bad this person is, or to be able to spot the person, the psychopath and narcissist, but that's not good enough. You need to be able to be strengthened in yourself, to be in your truth, to really flee or have them flee from you, because in the end, it is your development that makes them go away, because they are attracted to qualities that you're possessing, whether they're trying to take from you or you're trying to garnish something from them. And that's the enabling part of the relationship that keeps the glue. The glue to the relationship is not the narcissist or the psychopath, but it is actually the person who they're feeding off of. So if you can cut that food supply, then you'll be able to be the point where they just flee, and they will flee, because then they are not feeding off of you. And it's not done by calculated word games, and it's not done by like I read this and I could just say it. No, it's a developmental process. That's why one of the things that we're going to deal with right now is the no, because no is a boundary, and the first time that everyone exercises that boundary is between 1.5 and 3 years of age. The second one would be after the divide. The divide is at 3 years old, because this is when the formation of the head happens between 3 and 5 and 7. Up to 3, the only formation of the head is the ability to say no. So that's here between 1.5 and 3. After, between 5 and 7, is another phase where these people usually don't say no because they want something. So an example of someone in this area would be Melania Trump. I mean, she probably deals with a lot of garbage there, but she can't say no because she wants what her eyes want. The wealth, the promise of security, and they stifle their no to get something. Here, they don't have a no. So this is really something that happens to you where you feel you don't have a choice and you just can't say no. And here, you know you could say no, but you don't. So, where'd the no go? Well, if we're looking at between a year and a half and 3, what happens is the body, at year and a half to 3, the body begins the forming of the head at year and a half and 3, and also the anus, the closing of the anus. Those are the two main controls, and the mobility, the child starts having control over their mobility. So the kid wants to run, the kid wants to do things, and the child wants to be able to have choices. So the first choice that the child has is no. And this is the terrible 2s. This is also the time when the child is also separating from the parent. Now, yes, the parent has to say no to the child, but no becomes weaponized by the parent. And pretty soon, what happens is the child, the mother keeps saying, no, 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 you can't run here, no, you can't run there, so off comes the legs. So then we have the progression of the child now has no legs because the mother cuts the legs off, doesn't let the child go anywhere. The next is the child is doing something and breaks something. And the mother says, don't do that. No, no, no. And now you have a lollipop because the mother took away the arms. Last but not least is when the child has to eat food and the food's got to come in and the child says no, the mother takes that no away and forces the kid to eat the food. So now you've essentially told the child you don't have legs, you don't have arms, and you don't have a head. So what do you have? You have a torso, and in place of your head is your esophagus. And this, between year and a half and 3 years of age, is where your no had gone. It's gone. Because now your head hasn't formed. And your head actually kind of pushes down into the torso. And now you have to smile to keep mommy happy. This is the formation of the masochist. And at this point, you're going to attract the person who is the opposite, which is they're the head not connected to the body. They are trying to flee. Most of the time, this would be a masculine trait, and this is more of a feminine trait. In the distortion, we both, everybody has a head, a body, arms, legs, unless there's some unfortunate birth or accident. But generally speaking, people usually have a head with a torso, arms and legs. This is a distortion of energy. I'm not saying people are walking around without heads or without legs or without arms. This is a distortion of energy. During the formative stages, between year and a half and 3, if the mother cuts the mobility, cuts what you do with your hands, and tells you you're not a head, now you're an esophagus, you become someone that cannot say no. So you become the dysfunctional torso without arms and legs. And then along comes the narcissist or psychopath. And for them, they have to escape their body. You're pushed into your body, they're escaping their body. So what tends to happen is the field of view for this person is to be able to see someone above. And when they see the head, this relationship now becomes a dysfunctional spiritual connection. This person is beholden to this person because of some warped moral obligation, law, and they become the head to the torso. Now, this is all distortion, and because it's distortion, um, life doesn't go too sweet for this. This person will punish the body. This person will say and do things, and this person will always say yes, because this relationship is now replacement for what the mother was with the no. The formative years are very, very, very important, and distortions there can lead to a lifetime of trouble and misery. The way to get out of this relationship is not going to be by just storing all the information of everything they did in a checklist, and then later one day you just push it back. That's called vomit. Because what you're doing now is you're vomiting everything that you have stored up. And you think that you're telling the truth to this person, but actually it's part of your distortion. You just can't hold it in anymore. It wants all the no, all the struggle wants to get out. So once in a while, when your body can't hold it anymore, you will say everything that you ever wanted to say to this person. However, that doesn't work. And if anything, all you did was empty your shell so that this way you could start all over again by holding all those no's and telling them the yes. Well, this yes, I should have said this way. The yes is what you tell this person. So now you keep filling up with new no's again until your next cycle of release. And that one moment of release really feels good. And it might last with you for a couple weeks or something. But you'll eventually go back because you've already been trained to do this. So the number one thing is to get your head out. If this is the type of relationship you have with your narcissist or psychopath, even if you get rid of this person, you will find another one, because your energy is seeking this type of relationship. So the reason why you're going to stay with someone like this is because, from your understanding, in distortion, that head kind of completes the body. That's why you will always go back. That's why it's so hard for you to say no. That's why whenever they make a command, you must obey. Because in the undercurrent of your psyche, he is the head and you are the torso. So when he tells your heart to beat, you have to beat. That's the kind of relationship. And the more controlling it is, the more the disconnect. Because then it has, the higher his head is, the more sense of self he needs, and his sense of self or her sense of self is tied into more control. Because that's how he has his sense that he has a body, is by punishing you. So the punishment that he's giving you, which I have illustrated here, the punishment is based on terror. The fuel to this relationship is you, because the spirit is inside the torso. He's trying to leave his spirit, so he has to do bad behavior to keep himself separated from the emotions coming up. So he has to punish you to get that sense of self. That's why you can't say no, because this person represents your distorted truth. The reality is you're supposed to be feeding off your own torso, and your torso is supposed to be feeding its head. But when that's taken away from you in your younger years, between 1.5 years and 3, then you're stuck here. You're stuck here. This is probably the most damaging, the most gut wrenching, and dangerous. You're playing with fire, and it happens again and again and again with different faces, different names. If you get rid of this person, the next person will gravitate and become this relationship again, because that's what your distortion needs to maintain its sense of self. So we have to get out of this sense of self. So first thing to do is you grab a blank sheet of paper and you write no in many colors, in many shapes, in many sizes, as much as you can. And you make this and you put it on your refrigerator. You put one on your bathroom. And you have to exercise saying no. Because your yes is too quick. Your yes, every time you say yes, you're solidifying this relationship with a psychopath or narcissist. And it doesn't even have to be with the person that you have the problem with. Because if you're saying yes all the time, you're saying yes all the time to everybody. You don't say you're the martyr. You're just going to, oh, I need someone to like take all these bricks and move them 2,000 yards and stack them back up. And you'll be the first one to say yes, because now you're seeking the approval of a non-relationship person, let's say, so that you can make mommy happy, because the purpose is to make mommy happy. And mommy becomes anyone who gives you a command. Because remember, mommy took away from you, in this other picture, your legs, your arms, and took away from you your no. You can't say no. So the no's get stored up inside your torso until you explode. And when you explode, it's a vomit. You tell the person everything you want to say. However, that really doesn't do anything. And if we have enough time, maybe I'll get into that in a minute. So number one thing is you got to get your no back. And you got to practice your no. And you're going to sweat. You're going to get nervous. You're going to feel like you're doing something like morally wrong by saying no to somebody. Because this saying of no is against your makeup at this point. But your makeup is not really who you are. This is a distorted character defense. A defense to help you to get through the terror that the parents did by telling you that took away your no. So you have to get past that. And one way to get past that is to start saying no. And draw drawings with no, and then draw drawings as well, because when you draw drawings, you're actually connecting to your spirit, and it actually helps form your own head. So if someone wants you to get together with them and to go for some friendly thing, but you don't really want to go, but you say yes anyway, you got to say no. This will be small incremental no's. As your nose grows and they're really seated in truth, that's the point. What you're going to win with this relationship is that you're in truth. Saying yes is not truth, because almost everything this person says is a lie. Because they can only sustain this out-of-body experience through lies. When you're saying yes, when you mean no, you're actually feeding them a lie. Now, this is a really important point here. Whenever you say yes when you should say no, is you're lying. So now the sin is on you. But as you lie by saying that yes for moral reasons, relationship reasons, or to keep things peaceful or whatever, you're actually promoting them to become stronger, because they live on lies. They have to, because they have to create a distortion between their head, or not a separation between their head and the spirit that's trying to give them emotional support, emotion, pain. There's pain here that they never dealt with, so they flee. The woman will tend to contract, the men will look to flee. So every time, I'm going to say this again, you tell this person yes, what you're doing is you're lying. So now you got a problem with that now, because you're going to store that no in here, and that no is like cancer. It can make you perspire a lot. It can make you it'll make your body even smell, because these no's are like gangrene, because it's a lie that you keep in your body. You see, when they lie, it's easy for them. It's effortless because they're not connected to the body. They're not sinning at that point. When they lie, you're eating their lies. So you're kind of like cleansing them from that. And they'll punish you for lying. So they'll take the position of the judgment. Unconscious, of course. It's all unconscious. The more you lie, the more they're going to punish you. The more you lie, the more they're going to punish you. The more you say yes, the more they're going to come after you. So you have to get this no in truth. So that means you have to build your no in truth, not just blabbing it out. Because if you're going to vomit it out or just say it with no inner power, it's got no power. It's got nothing. They'll still beat you, because this relationship has been perfected, and you've been doing this for a long, long time. So number one thing is to make sure you say the no. Drawing is a big deal. Drawing will help you strengthen your identity, because it's using your head. So the more you draw, the better it is. And the first thing you draw is no on a piece of paper 1,000 times, different sizes, shapes, and colors. This is what happens for the person that is between 1.5 and 3. Now, the person that is normally the psychopath lives between the 3 and the 5. The other person that doesn't say no is formed between 5 and 7 years of age. This person is frozen. Is frozen because the opposite sex parent was intimidated by their sexuality and kind of shut down on them. And then this person's frozen. This person needs the psychopath or narcissist to get life, because this person might be boring, okay, or might be perfect but needs spice. So and they use the spice of the narcissist or psychopath. An example of this would be narcissist has a massive head structure too. You can consider a narcissist a successful psychopath. A lot of people that own businesses, corporations, in the military, anything of control or power or notoriety, anything that'll give glory to the head, you can bet there's a big narcissist there. And the narcissist needs glory. So the narcissist will work 24 hours a day, will do all that they can, and to get glory, and let's say they get good money. Let's use narcissist that has some money. The person that now will lose their no is not this person, but it's actually a person that is kind of frozen in the body, and they're very upright. They're like perfect. They can control and contort themselves for the narcissist. So they say yes to the narcissist, but in their mind they know. So this person is intentionally saying yes to the narcissist, and what they get in return is, like, this could be a famous actor. This can be a rich person. This could be the President of the United States right now. Okay? This person will conform their body, their persona, to be with the narcissist. So they know they're going to get something. Money, fame, glory, by the association with a narcissist. So their no is actually based on they're getting something. They won't say no. And if they do finally say no, it'll be something like it was planned. So this person is not necessarily enabling the narcissist. This person is actually a covert narcissist, because they know what they're doing. This manipulation of the narcissist is to gain resources, whereas this relationship is not for resources. It's more some moral obligation or a completion of their sense of self. Okay. This is a cunning enabler. This is a blind enabler. See, there's no head. They can't see what they're just doing. They do all the time and they just do, like a martyr. This person will do until they get. And then after that, they'll dump them. A perfect example of this is Robin Givens. She is a perfect example. And isn't it funny that her name, Robin Givens, like you rob and you give, it's like made for this person. She was married to Michael Tyson. Now, she knew what she was getting into with Mike Tyson, but she did it because her and her mother conspired to take his resources and his power. And they did. And the funny thing is, her name was Robin. So she's Robin, little phonetics there. She's Robin Mike Tyson by giving. So what does she give? She's giving the yes to him. She's an attractive woman. She's able to give something that the narcissist wants for his narcissism. So, he wanted to have, let's say, an attractive woman next to him. Well, there was Robin Givens, and she's robbing him too. So this person is also a narcissist, but a covert. This is the overt. This is the one that you could see from a mile away. This one can be shrouded and clouded in subterfuge. They look like an enabler, but deep down inside, they are a narcissist. So it's like a hidden narcissist will go with a full-blown narcissist. Another example of this would be Melania Trump. It's business. She even said it on an interview. It's business. He wouldn't be with her if she wasn't so beautiful. She said it. So she was with him for the money. So this is an exchange. This guy usually doesn't know. This guy usually thinks that he's in charge of something like this. So when you see some dysfunctional couple, but this guy happens to have a lot of money, but he's not very attractive, and he's got a boorish personality, and the woman is very attractive, and seems like she's got it all together, you could bet that her no is never coming out of her mouth. She's always saying yes, because this is a consensual narcissist enabler relationship. Now, I'm not focusing as much on this as I am on the others, because this is like narcissist on covert narcissist. But this is another person who does not say no. And they say, if they say no, then they will lose the money. And we know that these people are imprisoned in their